Greetings and welcome. This is Coach Veronica Marie. And today we are going to chat just a little bit about how to be in your feminine energy. I'm not normally on this time of night, and that is the thrilling thing, the thrill of doing something different. So, if you are new to this channel, my channel is about emotional wellness, spirituality, energetics, shadow work, divine feminine, in particular, dark divine feminine. And so, if that is something that you are typically interested in and like to hear about, if you like the sound of my voice, then consider subscribing. And also, please do like this video if any part of it resonates with you. I was doing a little bit of research on YouTube on topics that people want to know about, and this came up as one: how to be in feminine energy. So let's chat about it. The first thing that we need to explore is what is meant by feminine energy. When we talk about feminine energy in this aspect, I am not referring to gender. So, feminine energy does not belong to women, just like masculine energy does not belong to men. We all have both. We all have both masculine and feminine energies. It's the only way that we can exist in this earth school that we're living in. So, when we're talking about feminine energy, we're talking about qualities of existence. We're talking about frequencies of being, if you will. It has nothing to do with gender. It has nothing to do with how you look. It has everything to do with your energetic frequency, and your energetic frequency may determine how you look, how you present, and such. But feminine energy in and of itself is genderless. So when we're talking about feminine energy, we're talking about yin energy, the yin of Chinese medicine, if you will. And these aspects include, but not, does is not it does not only consist of the things I'm about to say, but this is mostly what people are talking about when we teach about feminine energy: the quality of receptivity, the quality of being open, the quality of flow, the quality of invitation, the quality of compassion and grace, empathy, the quality of conceiving ideas and nurturing them within. Feminine energy is all of these and more, but these are the ones I want to talk about on this video. And so if we were to pose the question, then how can I be more in my feminine energy? One way is to understand what prevents you from being receptive, right? Think about situations in your life where you contract, where you don't feel open, where you may flex or rise up. What things cause that to happen within you, right? When, or I should say, when do you experience that? What is going on around you when you experience that within yourself? I shifted how I said that on purpose. And if you follow me, you know why. Or if you've been following me for a while, you know why. So, what scenarios and situations um, cause you to experience contraction, right? That's one way to put it. That's a typical way of putting it. But the way I really want to ask that is, when do you feel contracted? When do you not feel open? When do you feel abrasive? When do you feel defensive? Because it's these situations where you may want to do your shadow work and coming into your feminine energy of receptivity. So, how do we become more receptive with other people? Some ideas could be understanding that other people and their opinions are relevant, and important. You don't have to agree, but you can listen to it for information. When people are telling you things about themselves and about their experiences and the way they see the world, you don't have to take that personally. So you could stay receptive by breathing and reminding yourself this is their experience and it is allowed and it is welcomed by me because I don't take it personally. This is merely this person sharing how they see the world, and it is important for me to understand how other people see the world. They're sharing their opinion, they're sharing their experience. So, one way we can be more receptive is there in that realm. If you're busy bracing and flexing and debating and defending, then you are not in a feminine energy, right? You could be in a masculine energy or you could be in shadow feminine energy. That's not the topic of this video, but I'm just letting you know that there are options, right? How do I become more inviting? Well, when is it that you feel very closed and not so inviting? What scenarios and situations in your life have helped to shape and mold a feeling of closed heartedness or closed mindedness in you? Right. So we become more inviting when we are easygoing, when we're not bracing. Some people brace when they feel someone is trying to manipulate them, someone is trying to control them, right? And so if you know that you can never be controlled because you always have choices, and if you know that now at this point in your life, you can never be manipulated because what you have is your inner guidance and you can practice following your inner guidance, then you can be more invitational, more inviting to people and new scenarios because you understand you don't have enemies. There's no enemy out there. There's no one waiting to attack you or waiting to show that you're not something. And if that did happen in the past, remember that now you have choices where you may not have known that you had choices before. How do I become more inviting? Maybe breathing a little and reminding yourself that I am a sovereign being. I'm autonomous. I make decisions according to my best interests. So self care is important. Your mental well being is important. Your emotional well being is important. Your physical well being is important. So, an idea to be that could help you become more inviting is in every situation, first consider yourself. Am I safe? Am I making choices that lead to my benefit and to my highest good? And if so, the things that other people may think are or think toward me or opinions they have, they're allowed to do that. And I don't have to brace because I understand, right, that I'm going to take care of myself. And this is not taking care of self in a hyper independent way. This is taking care of self because you care. It's self care. How do I become more inspired? Inspiration is the feminine energy, not the actual action that comes from inspiration, but the inspiration itself. When do you feel most inspired? Who most inspires you? What is going on when you feel inspired? Put yourself in those situations more or create those situations more for yourself. When you feel stale and restless and not inspired, that would be a shadow feminine component. How can I awaken my creativity? How can I awaken my ability to give birth to ideas and projects and things of that nature? How do I become more at ease and in flow? When do you feel anxious? When do you feel panic? When do you feel unsafe? And when do you feel at ease? When do you feel most in flow? Try to get in that more and more often. Who has this quality about them, and how can you get more into their presence? How can you get around people who operate more in ease and flow? A lot of times, your environment will affect how well you move in ease and flow, because if you've never been taught this, and if you're not around to see it happen naturally, then you may not move into this energy very easily, or it may happen spontaneously. But we want to start putting ourselves in this energy more often, right? So how can we be more in feminine energy? Looking at the ways that we contract and close and shut off, looking at ways where we move in anxiety due to uncertainty and things like that, and really working on the opposite, right? When you would normally close, maybe you could work on opening. I'm not talking about accepting things you don't like. What I'm speaking of is becoming open to a way of being that you normally would not be, and it leads to your highest good. So, say, for example, you normally tense up when a certain individual comes your way. You could practice being open to what? Bad behavior? No. Hurtful behavior? No. But you can be open to understanding that this is a unique individual, and all of their experiences matter to them, right? And they are allowed to have their experiences even if I don't like them. That's being open, right? Maybe practicing some language that is open, like sure, yes, wonderful, beautiful, okay, tell me more, things like that. You can invite people into conversation if you normally wouldn't, by simply saying, tell me more about, and then name the thing. So coming into feminine energy is not about smiling all the time, or being kind all the time. It's really a state of being that has many different aspects. And I mentioned a few today, and maybe you may come up with a few more later. I will continue the series every few days so we can continue to explore ways to move in feminine energy all the more. Feminine energy is genderless. It does not belong to gender. It's a frequency, it's a way of being. And in the world that we live in, which is highly masculinized, we often have to practice. And these are some practical ways to begin. My name is Coach Veronica Marie, and you can find me on my website at veronicamarie.com. I offer one-on-one coaching if you're interested. And also this Sunday at 8:30 p.m., I'm teaching a virtual class on deeper communication, how to resolve conflict in deep ways when in relationships that matter. All right, that's it for tonight. Tune in later, maybe later in the week, and we'll be talking more about how to come into feminine energy. Tomorrow, I have a live scheduled at 10 a.m., and the topic is going to be what is shadow work. Have a beautiful night, and